Hello, welcome back to Dream Queen. Perla here. So if you have any questions, what it is that I do, how I do it, services I provide, donations, whatever, down below in the description. So we are back with our fire element. Forgetful much? This essence of feeling lost. No song came through for you guys. It is the like that feeling of like, what the heck? So it's like, you know there's something missing. There's something your heart is desiring, something your heart is craving, something your heart wants to lead you to, wants to lead towards you. But you're not allowing it. You're not allowing it to come. You're not allowing yourself to receive it, or you're not allowing yourself to go towards whatever it is. Again, it's energy. So whether you're a fire sign or your person is a fire sign, there's someone that just feels at lost, feeling like they had the real thing and they just lost it. They don't know how to find their way back. They don't know how to find it. And it's just one of those things, it's building up so much anxiety, so much worrying over nothing, because you really can't lose something that is yours. You can't lose someone who loves you unconditionally. It's like you have to come into that understanding that it's not lost. You're just not seeing clearly. Maybe because things have not turned out or not going in the way that you expected them to. But it does not mean that it's lost. Let's see what comes up. Coming into the understanding when it comes to communication, that maybe what you perceive to be one thing, it's not exactly what it is. So again, when we do these types of reading, regardless of who you are and how you're doing it, you're tapping into energies. And sometimes you can tap into whatever energy the body is embodying at the time, or their soul. I like to connect more with the soul, so sometimes it makes it a little harder to get people to understand what I am saying or to communicate what I'm saying, because it's like, I'm saying, they're moving forward, they're pushing through, and this and this and that. It's like, oh, well, he hasn't texted me, he hasn't called me, he hasn't seen me. No, you're missing it. We're not talking about what they're physically doing at the moment. Sometimes it comes through, sometimes it's not where they are at personally, physically. But this is what their soul is trying to do. Their soul is just trying to emerge and is trying to push forward. And as they're realizing that their heart is what they're supposed to follow, their heart is supposed to lead them to where it is that they're supposed to go, some of them feel that because of the damage or because of all the miscommunication, misunderstanding between the two, they just feel like there's a huge loss, one party or another. And it's like, if you're the one that has stopped the communication, or you're the one that stopped coming forth or coming towards a person, there's nothing that was lost. You know, some people say like, oh, we lost time, we did this, we did that. And it's like, no. When things happen when they're supposed to happen and you don't have to force it, nothing that happened in the past matters. If you're the person that someone stopped talking to or stopped looking for, stopped communicating with, and then you feel like you've lost them because they've had other connections with other people, or they're doing this and you're doing that, no. It can be as simple as that you're just not ready for what is to come. We love to use certain words. We love to put phrases on things without understanding what one word means to one person doesn't mean to the other. So if a person can say, oh, I want commitment. What is commitment to you versus what it is to the other person? I want to heal. What is healing to you? What is it to the other person? I want to move forward. What does that mean? For some people, they're still under the impression that moving forward from a situation is to just forget it and let it go, without going through the process of healing and understanding or understanding why certain situations didn't work in the past, why certain things made you feel the way they did. So we have to come into that understanding of ourselves, but also understand that the other person does not perceive things the same way we do. So there's nothing that has been lost. It is a matter of your perception of what has been happening, what has occurred, or what is currently occurring. Some people cannot communicate with others when they are at the lowest point. They tend to deal with their emotions on their own. One, because they know that they can hurt the other person unintentionally. Or two, they know that they can intentionally take out their anger, their pain, their suffering towards the other person. Some of us, like myself, I like to communicate, I like to talk, I like to let it all out. Not everyone is like me. And even though I'm doing it from a place of trying to heal whatever part it is, the other person can take it as if I'm coming from a place of attacking them or accusing them. So it is not so much the miscommunication, but the misunderstanding. Because then, if a person doesn't receive what we're saying, then we're not going to be able to receive what they're saying, because we're just not aligned, we're just not connecting, we're not on the same frequency. So there's always more to the words that some people use. There they go. So some people tend to use words just because they hear other people using it without knowing the true meaning of the word or what that word truly means to them. Some people use phrases the same way. So just breathe. That part of it is either on its way out or has already been dealt with. Now, what you have to try to prevent is from going back into that place. Don't get dragged back into it. So when it comes into communicating with your person, allow them to express themselves in their way and receive it without being judgmental. And if you really allow the conversation to come from your soul, and they allow their conversation to come from their soul, there'll be no misunderstanding within the communication. The misunderstanding comes when we're talking from our ego, when we're talking from our 3D, when we're talking from the logical things that other people are doing, the logical things that other people are saying, and things like that. And this is not what this is about. This is about so much greater, so much more than that. Yeah, I know, it probably sounds like I'm farting again. The ball. Yeah, I see my bouncy ball. Ooh. That's it. I feel like I have to get you guys, like, ignite you guys on fire, because it's like, regardless of how you're still moving forward, regardless of you're still on your A game, you're still on your, you know, I'm moving forward and I'm not letting this stop me, this and this and that, you still feel that sense of lost, and there has been no lost. There is nothing that you have missed out on. And vice versa, you know, if it's your person feeling that way. There were things that both of you had to deal with on your own. To be able to manage your time, to be able to manage your emotions, yourself correctly, so that when moving forward and moving forward together, then those little things that no longer belong here, no longer exist, are not in the way. It's like at one point, the two of you were so, like, on the same page. And this is what we're gonna do, and this is how it's gonna go. And then something happened, and just like, whoo, two separate ways. But just because there was a period in time where you guys were led different paths, it wasn't about either one of you feeling lost, or either one of you feeling like you lost your person. It was about coming to an understanding, or an understanding about the relationship, the connection between the two of you, but each in its own way, in their own perception of it. Because if you have a very strong perception or opinion on something, and so today, you guys are just continuously gonna bump heads, because it's like, you know your truth, and they know their truth. So now, nobody's gonna want to give in, because our ego starts to take over. So then, we have to go and see where it is that the misunderstanding was. And is usually in the words that we choose to use. Because just because you're speaking to someone at the moment does not mean, you know, you're having a conversation back and forth. Yes, we are on such automatic behavior that when you say something, I say something. But did you take a second? Did you take a moment to really listen and receive what the person was saying? Did you take a moment to really feel what they were saying? Because if you don't, then you miss it. So instead of going into a conversation into what it is that I'm going to say, what it is that I'm going to get across, allow yourself to receive the message that is coming towards you, so that then when you respond, you're responding to what you are actually receiving, and not just the logical crap that you're hearing with your ears. And I apologize, one of the trucks is coming back up. So you might hear that. And you might hear the dogs barking when they realize. Sometimes not. It depends who the driver is. And it's like, it's funny because it's like, you think that this entire time you have thought that your alignment was off, and this is why you and your person were not together, whatever that means. I don't believe it. But it's like, you guys have been side by side on the alignment continuously. You're just not allowing yourself to see, like really see and feel the truth behind it, because you have been so preoccupied with little things that do not need as much energy as it has been taken away from you. So instead of responding either to your person or to things, you have been reacting and going into like that automatic behavior thing of like, well, this happens, I'm gonna do this. No, it's like just take a moment and breathe. That is in the past. That is not now. We are in the now. And what are you going to do moving forward to make sure that you're always in the now and that you're not allowing the past actions of yourself or your person to continue on causing more misunderstanding between the two of you? It doesn't matter whether the person is going through a divorce, has been divorced, was in a serious relationship, just left the relationship, has 3 baby mamas, whatever this situation was, that's the key word, was, no longer exist in the current time. So, and we're talking from a soul purpose. So if your person is keeping you at a distance because they're currently going through a separation, physical separation, a soul separation from another person. And when I say soul, because we do have soulmates, we have karmics, what some people like to say, but those are just lessons that we're supposed to learn. So if they're currently going through those separations, you need to allow their body, their physical self to go through that so that their soul can be led back to you, if that makes any sense. Take it as you may. And also, and always remember, when I do these readings, it really all depends on what you choose to do. If you choose to react or respond, your outcome is going to be different. I can give you 10 different scenarios of what can happen if you give me 10 things or 10 ways that you will react or respond. So just understand that. I would try my best to always give people advice or just give you the awareness of what's coming so that you can be better equipped to handle it when it does reach you. But at the end of the day, the only person that is able to do that is you. Because there's no question as whether if you and this person are one, meant to be. It is a question of how you are going to move forward from here. Now, if you like living in the past and you like repeating the past over and over again, then just continue on reacting to things and don't receive anything that comes forth. Well, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys real soon.